Hello, everybody. Garo Shen. I'm back once more. It's only been a few minutes, but I want to apologize. The problems with old people, right? We have issues, and when we have to handle them, we have to handle them because body doesn't work the way it used to. So I'm back, and here we go, back into the thick of things.
The things they expect me to accomplish. Well, look who it is. You have made quite a stir, and given the state of things, that is a singular accomplishment. To what do I owe the honor, Vindicator? Did he now? How magnanimous. But approval is approval, and I will gladly take it. I will spare you much of the technical detail, as I confess that this I barely understand myself. But notice the energy field around the scale citadel. Until we can get through it, we cannot shut down the experiment inside, and it has proved quite impossible to get through. We had the beginnings of a plan to build a makeshift contraption to redirect grav drive energy to see if we could penetrate the barrier, but the project came to a halt. Politics. Got in the way.
Sorry, my bad.
Imagine that without a speaker to issue clear directions, things have been difficult.
Every one of the houses needs to contribute, and everyone realized they could potentially use it for leverage. What should have been a cooperative effort turned contentious. Easy decisions became negotiations. And so, construction never began. We have sat here, staring at this disaster as supplies pile up for well over a week now. Serpent help us, it is infuriating. Indeed, all must serve. I believe I've done enough complaining for now. Time to get to work. If you're here, the council has likely sent word to the houses that it's time to stop the infighting. I doubt it will be enough. I need to oversee construction here, make sure things are built to specifications. If you could follow up with the houses, that may speed up the process. The first convert in generations. The only one to have heard from the speaker since the disaster. Oh, I think they will listen. House Vetal owes us access codes for the city power grid. It's the only way to guarantee enough power to activate the device. House Kadik was supposed to provide a young scientist named Sahima to help me. She had at least some experience with the original Citadel experiment. No idea why they refused to send her. And Hasmek, the new elder of House Dulkef, he has been distant, guarded. He claims to have vital information about an important component of the experiment, but has withheld it until now. Help me get what we need, and I may have something that can help you in whatever trials the Serpent puts before you as we navigate this. We have been nearly overwhelmed with all that has happened over the last few weeks, but I have still spent some time doing my own research when I can. These phantoms, the vortex. Fascinating subject, really. If only there were some less disastrous way we could have discovered all this. I know. I have lost friends and colleagues myself. We have encountered several interesting phenomena. First, while the phantoms shift to a fully human form when killed, they often retain small shards that appear to be an almost crystallized version of vortex energy. Second, we have learned that killing the phantoms sometimes causes an even greater disturbance. Horrors, as they have been colloquially. These horrors and their spawn are infested with cysts. a seemingly organic manifestation of vortex energy. We have managed to collect enough to run experiments and have devised a method of combining them into an explosive mixture. While they have no use in the development of the morning device, if you find yourself out in the field, I believe they could have more practical applications. I do hope you are not questioning the thoroughness of my research. The process is simple enough that any industrial workstation should suffice if you have the materials. And depending on how you combine said materials, you may find the results to be somewhat variable. I hope you can use that to your advantage. Yes, depending on how much trouble you're getting into. We have been nearly overwhelmed with all that has happened over the last few weeks, but I have still spent some time doing these phantoms.
Okay, now I have houses to visit. Enough for all the slow walking, it's time to run.
House Kadik seems to have remained largely unscathed. How fortunate for them.
Serpent guide you.
I'm sure he does.
This is exactly the impression we don't want to give.
Please, Jamal. Don't you see how all this works in our favor? It's not up for discussion. I won't risk what we worked so hard to achieve. It's done.
No, you'd risk our future and reputation as a house. But you are the chosen elder.
Ah, don't patronize me. The Great Serpent spared our house. We are favored here. And shouldn't you get back to the council? We can't afford to be absent at a time like this.
I guarantee I'm not missing much. But you're right. I'll be heading back soon enough. Something I can do for you?
So, Akris has sent our newest Vindicator to inquire about Sahina. Don't worry, Jamal's already told me. I'm Razma, Elder of House Kadik and head of the Ministry of Conjunction. Well, it's also an honor to meet one as interesting as yourself. I wouldn't have suspected an outsider to be made promised. But who am I to argue with the Great Serpent's choice? Impressive. I see now why you must have been chosen. I know the council is looking to Sahima for answers, but the truth is, she's been taken, along with other members of the house. They're being held hostage.
This is a major overreach. I haven't...
Because right now, this situation is a matter for the Ministry of Conjunction. As much as the council thinks it's their business, it's not. At least not yet. They want Sahima, and we're trying to produce her. The Zealots have yet to name specifics. At best, they'll demand an inordinate amount of credits or firearms. Worst case, a seat at the High Council, or even the reinstatement of their house. House Maline. They know we can't risk Sahima for Dazra's sake. So, they won't hold back when it comes to demands. Aha. My thoughts exactly. Normally I'd have agents doing everything possible to find them. But we too suffered losses. We need to be here. Present. I couldn't risk more lives. It's the only reason I even agreed to these negotiations. But now that you're here, I can finally take action. Yes, it does seem more than mere coincidence, doesn't it? But there's still one unanswered question. I don't know where the Zealots are keeping Sahim. Their name is Merrick. Merrick is a Kadik, and they also work for me. This... As I said, Merrick works for me in the Ministry of Conjunction. They've been forcing them to give up the information could jeopardize all they've worked for. So don't expect them to be forthcoming. Get the information any way you see fit, as long as no physical harm comes to them.
Understood.
Merrick is proud of what they've accomplished, so I doubt they'll be. If being persuasive isn't your strong suit, perhaps appealing to their substantial ego may help. Just don't be direct. I'm sure it would put them on the defensive. Either that, or make them completely unwilling to talk. See that you do. You'll find Merrick upstairs.
You're no member of House Kadik. What are you doing here? Forgive me, I didn't realize we were entertaining guests. You must be the outsider I heard of who shares our beliefs. So tell me, what would a chosen one such as yourself want with someone like me? Oh, I certainly don't. I may have many talents. So much for confidentiality. I guess this means the High Council is still asking Auntie Razma where Sahima is. And if you're here making demands, she obviously has decided to make use of you rather than undergo sincere negotiations. I see what's going on here. Well, I am one of the few to garner any amount of trust with the Zealots, so she should be. I can't imagine where the Ministry of Conjunction would be without me. I do have a natural talent. It's nice to see I'm being properly recognized. I may excel in my skills, but it doesn't mean the hours I put in are any less. Exactly. There's still research, analysis, documentation. But altogether, I have the exact talents needed to do this job, which is why I was entrusted with the Zealots in the first place. I admit it hasn't always been easy. They are Zealots, you know. You have no idea. I can't even tell you how much time and effort it's been to sway the Zealots my way. Not to mention the stress over my own personal well-being. I may be the best at what I do, but I'm not stupid. The Zealots do have the element of unpredictability. I was wondering when your own agenda. I've worked hard to obtain my position with the Zealots. And like I've told Rosma 1,000 times, I have no reason to believe they're going to hurt my dear cousins, especially. So, as far as I'm concerned. As much as I'd like to help. True. Given the circumstances, a bit more caution may be needed here. When you put it that way. If anything, they are unpredictable. Point taken. All right. I'll let you in on their location. But remember, you're the only one that knows. If word spreads, I'll know exactly who's to blame. The location you're looking for is Shadow Station Epsilon. It's an old Varun base that they've taken over for themselves. Rosma will know it. Let her tell you the details, seeing as how I'm about to be reassigned. It better.
I can't believe this is happening. You must have gotten the location. Well done. And look, if my intel is correct, you can find Shadow Station Epsilon in the Badlands, north of Dazra. I can send you the coordinates. The sooner the better.
We will do whatever is necessary.
Now that we have a rescue mission underway, I'll speak. I expect them. The current plan is to hold them. Meet us there when Sahima and the other. Good. I'll stall the Zealots as long as I... That being said, I'd still... Now, Jamal wants an update before you leave. Just don't let her distract you for too...
Vindicator, a word before you go. Tell me, Vindicator, what do you know about the Zealots? An oversimplified observation, the Zealots are widely frowned upon within our society. They're a remnant of the Serpent's Crusade, days we'd like to forget. Has my dear sister given you any history on our house's relations with the... I'm surprised she even mentioned that one. Rasma would have everyone believe she only wishes to keep an eye on the Zealots, so the Council can make informed. The truth is, she's had this particular group of Zealots under her thumb for quite some time. That is the real reason why Rasma hasn't informed the High Council, and I'm sworn to silence.
I would argue that what you describe would be considered treason. And rightly so.
Exactly. House Kadik already has a reputation for being sympathetic to the Zealots. But the truth is far worse. Rasma wants the Zealots to back House Kadik, so the balance of power between... She's been employing them, paying them in supplies that aid... House Kadik would be condemned should anyone outside our house find out. What none of us expected was the disaster that is the Scaled Citadel. The aftermath is what allowed the Zealots to grab Sahima and the other. Rasma has lost control and is putting House Kadik's reputation. And that's what I wish to speak to you about. House Kadik shouldn't be associating with Zealots at all, except on an external. But worse, we absolutely cannot be supplying. We need to cut ties with the Zealots. How astute. I want you to put an end to any connection, and while my position won't allow me to be blunt, I'll still make it clear. Should the hostages not survive, Rasma would blame the Zealots and cut all ties.
House Kalik would go to any lengths, it seems.
What we need is Sahima's research, which she has with her. You just need to bring it back. Think about it if you must. But if you care about your people, you'll come to the same conclusion as I have. And when you do, just know that as far as everyone else is concerned, the hostages were dead when you arrived, and you exacted revenge in House Kadiksi. I trust you'll make the right decision. Until then, I'll see you at the negotiations.
Well, I'm not killing her.
Vindicated.
Not, my personality is just not that way. So, there we have it. I guess I'm doing this one first, so let's see. Find Sahima. Oh, R. And travel. Okay, let's take a look at our armament. That's not the best look. Let's go to here. Hard target. That is not suppressed. A105 is suppressed. Slightly less damage than what I'm currently using. The PDW is suppressed. Lightly suppressed. The Razorback is suppressed, way less damage. The Mag Shear is not suppressed. That's too bad. And the Orion is not suppressed, so I think we're going to go with the PDW 27. One of my favorite guns, so it's not going to be a heartache to me, but where am I? I'm right outside my ship. Let's see, FG. I need to travel. Shadow Station Epsilon. That looks like a big old ship, doesn't it? It does indeed. I need to be on the other side of that ship. I need to go out there. What's this? Keep armory? There's all kinds of stuff here. Alright, let's see what we can find. Our way through here. Have to go around. I think I have to go around.
I would rather my beloved have died swiftly, painlessly. Great Serpent will deliver us from this. I know it.
Sorry. I'm sorry. That was awful. How do I get through to here? I have a little sneezing attack. That is not where I need to go. There they are, the vortex grenades. I'm sorry, I keep getting sneezing attacks. Ah. We don't have any of the shards and all those things, so we need to try and get around to
My brother
the other side here. Alright, let's see. From here. There we go. We'll go up this road to there and then maybe that way? Maybe? Is this the right way? No. It is the wrong way. And that is not the right way either. But it's closer. Boy, finding your way around here is kind of difficult.
I pray that the Great Serpent will deliver us from our hardship soon.
I got you your favorite from the meat house. Extra fatty, just the way you like.
Proceed.
May the Great Serpent guide you.
What does your scanner reveal? You think you can hide?
could not hope to win, so they fled. I will have your head! We are a very effective team, are we not? We should move on, if there's nothing worth taking. You cannot beat me.
Shame we cannot just break it open. Another way through here. Unsure where it leads. Curse you!
If you're here to help, that zealot had a key. You have to get me out of here. Who? I knew. It's more than just me. The Zealots have been using them to force me to... They think I have all the answers since the original experiment.
The Zealots were wise in their time.
The original experiment. The one that took out half of Dazra and... I'm sorry. I realize the elders and... I'm not one for politics. So my theory is correct. Or I should say, the High... I knew it! I told them their algorithms and but no. No one wants to listen to me. Not the girl who... Of course. This is what it would take for Ozma to send someone up. Negotiations? Oh, I overheard the Zealots mention negotiating with House Khadik. Not only does the High Council deem me important, but I get it. All right. First, we need to the Zealots aren't aware of how I've been delving into their systems. I told them I needed full access if they expect me to replicate the Nazco's experiment. And they didn't... They think I'm applying my theories to their poor excuse for technology down here. Right. Focus. The other hostages are being kept just... I can disengage the locks to their cell and grant you access to an elevator. You just have to clear out that area first. The Zealots you'll encounter beyond here are... To be made thus would be to show them the Great Serpent's mercy. Oh, I'm not going in. While you get the rescue underway, I'll meet you and the others outside. I'm more than capable of handling myself. Besides, if I'm not out there when you free the hostages, just... And the well-thought-out one... I just need enough time to set up a remote device so I can launch a virus. Think of it as a failsafe to guarantee our safety. Good. I'll...
I'm hit! Best not to leave anything useful behind.
Serpent, be merciful. Has help finally arrived?
What do you want now? You realize? If you're not a zealot, then who are you? The Great Serpent is merciful. And I wish it were that the zealots separated us. Please, I can ready my people here, but they'll be ready.
more than willing to help you carry anything that has use, or is of considerable value.
I can't wait. The great serpent himself must have sent you. I never thought I'd leave that wretched place.
The great serpent was truly watching over us.
I thought we were dead. I still can't believe we're free.
Great serpent, protect me. The great serpent has heard me. Thank you.
Serpent, say thank the serpent. I thought I was done for.
Thank you. Thank you.
You did it. You got everyone out. You did it. It's true what they say. The air really does smell fresher.
Serpent bless you. We owe...
It certainly was a test of faith, but one I hope... Now, I believe you have some... I'm going to stay back a moment and make sure everyone here is okay to make it back safe. I'll catch up with you shortly. Don't worry. Razma came through for me. It's only fair I return it. I'll be there when it counts.
These members of your house have suffered. I can respect your decision.
By the serpent, you did it.